Hey friends, Steve Havill, coach, consultant, ambassador, sharing the love. And this week I want to talk about living from the heart. Man, what a sweet place to navigate the world from. See, we've all heard those sayings, right? You've probably said them yourself. That person's got heart, or listen to your heart, or, speak from your heart, whatever it is. Heart, 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 heart. We hear it all the time. In fact, for thousands of years, it's been a cornerstone in ancient religions, cultures. All of the great mystics always talked about the power of your heart. And that's what I want to talk about in this message, is that there's so much more to it than just what Western science or what our perception can be. It's a divine instrument. And you know what's really cool is over the last several years, neuroscience, quantum physics, all of the evidence, the science, the data has showed up to validate what we've always known intuitively, what the ancients have known, that the heart is the gateway to the divine. It has its own innate intelligence. It's like a navigation system for right action. If you trust it, if you lean into it, if you drop in and feel what the next right thing would be, what's the next with integrity, on purpose, heart-based action, it's always going to serve you. It really is that access point to your best self. See, it allows you to amplify your own unique expression of awesomeness in the world and to really take that emanation of love that you want to put out and just put that sucker on loudspeaker if you give it the credit. See, and I believe that the heart, it is our central navigation system. It's where all our best decisions come from. It's where we can go for the truth of what matters most to us, what'll serve us the most, and how we can serve the most greatly in the world, in whatever it is that we're out to produce, in whatever it is that's going to help us live our dream. And it's about sharing the love. It's about keeping it real, being generous from the heart, being thoughtful, being authentic, being vulnerable, being courageous, being bold. All of that stuff comes from right here. And a lot of us use it unconsciously all the time. What I'm talking about in this message is being consciously directed, using it as the most powerful tool in the shed and just leveraging it. And I do believe that we give the head way too much credit, especially in Western science. And all that's changing. We're evolving. We're learning all the time. And what we're learning is that the heart does have that magic, divine, innate intelligence that the ancients thought that it had. And what's important is to recognize the mind has its place. Believe me, there's so much to do to sharpen and strengthen your mind. But maybe the mind is in service of the heart. I believe that the heart is the ship, it is the vessel, it is that creative force. And the mind is just the rudder. It's the thing we can use to direct the heart's intention, to direct our higher expression that wants to be made manifest in the world. So it's about giving the appropriate tool the appropriate amount of power. Listen to your heart, come from your heart, let the mind execute and direct on that. Use the tools appropriately to serve you and create the dream and the life that you want, the impact that you're out to make. So here's the first thing, trust it. They have a saying, drop into your heart, feel into it. Anytime you have a question, a challenge, whatever that is, get out of here, get into here. Take a breath, take a beat, see what you feel, ask yourself the question, and watch what shows up. We all call it different things. Some of us call it, man, I had that gut feeling, or it just didn't feel right. Some of us say, hey, my intuition, my spidey senses, whatever that is that you call it, that's it. That's the heart and work in action. And you got to trust that thing. You got to feel it. And you've got to give it the juice and the cred that it deserves to lead the ship and let your mind do the execution. So this week, as always, 3 challenges. The first one is, where have you been really living from your head? Where have you been overanalyzing it? You've just had all of this pole vaulting over mouse turds, making stuff into a big deal, when ultimately, if you can drop into your heart and just ask your heart, what do you have to say about it? You're going to get that feeling. You're going to know. It's got to be that warm feeling that says, yes, that feels right. So take a look. Where have you been living from your head? The second part is, second action, flip the script. Really take a look and say, what's the next right action for me that feels in integrity, that feels aligned with my purpose, that feels like what is the right thing to do? From my heart, drop in, take a beat, feel into it, see what your gut tells you, see what your intuition says, see what kind of feeling shows up. You're gonna know it. It's either gonna be that yes or that and it's the yes that you wanna follow every time. The third thing is, trust it enough to make it your central reference point of navigation in life. Allow it to be the thing that compels and propels you forward, based on knowing this is your higher self talking. This is you connected to others, connected to your source. When you get into that, you get out of giving this too much credit. You can get out of here, get into here, and get over there. And that's what's going to serve you, my friend. It's going to really help you to feel amazing about the way you're navigating life, about the way you're making choices. And I think you're going to be amazed at what shows up in your world when you start to give more power to the heart, less credit to the head, and use the tools appropriately to serve you in making your impact, in living your dream, and doing what you're here to do on the planet. I hope that this message served you. If it did, hit the like button, hit the share button, follow along, and we'll catch you next week. Until then, you know what to do. Share the love, keep it real, and live your dream with heart today.